Hey everyone, Andrew here from 8-Bit Bboc.
And Professor K from the Pokemon Evolutionaries.
And today, as always, we're bringing you a set review. Always starting off with the Japanese one, anyways, when it comes out.
Big surprise the day after it comes out, and you can always expect a set review coming from us.
And this time we're dealing with Emerald Rake, or what will be Roaring Skies in English.
Yeah, and overall, there's not a whole lot from this set that I think really stands out, but we're going to go over all the cards anyways and just talk about what might see some play and show off the artwork.
Yeah, generally the set is a little bit underwhelming. I was pretty hyped for it, but one thing I can say is the art direction on this set was pretty amazing. And we'll show you right off the bat with Execute. Not really going to talk about him, 40 HP, whatever. But the artwork on it's really cool. It's so non-traditional. Like, you know it's Execute, but it's not really, traditional artwork. And he's being attacked by Spearows. It's fun art.
Yep, exactly. And it continues here with the Exeggutor. Now we've got a whole flock of Spearow attacking this guy. Except for he looks a little bit more confident, like he might actually be winning this battle, so...
Well, the one thing that I like about him is, for one grass, he does Bird Repelling 20. That's the Bird Repelling. That's such a great name. 20 times damage does 20 times the number of colorless Pokemon your opponent has in play. So, I mean, hey, he could maybe see some use in grass decks against... Mega Rayquaza, and we'll be getting to that shortly as well. So
there is a ton of colorless Pokemon in this set.
Oh yeah, this set is primarily... I thought this was going to be a dragon set, but it's like, nope, colorless.
Yep.
Which is nice to see, though, because colorless doesn't really get a lot of love.
No.
So, do you want to show the next one, or...?
Well, sure, why not? Okay, so we got a Wurmple here. It's kind of funny, this Wurmple, to me, the artwork is so good, it almost looks like it's screen captured from the anime.
Yeah, there's a couple cards like that, like the Jirachi as well. I really love the Jirachi in this set when we get to that. Yep. So yeah, nothing special about that. Next up we have Silcoon. It looks really weird. Like, you have the Four-Tree Town, is it town or city?
I think it's city. I was about to say, I know it's a city in Hoenn.
Four-Tree City, but it looks so cool. Like, the background just looks like... It doesn't really match up with how Silcoon is designed, but it works.
Yeah. And
I really, like I said, if you can make Silcoon look cool, then you did a good job.
Exactly. Okay, so we'll move on here and take a look at this Beautifly, 130 HP. This is the first Pokemon we can talk about that has an ability. Miracle Scale works a lot like Safeguard. It prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon EX. And it does have an attack for Grass and double Colorless, Whirlwind, 80 damage, and your opponent gets to switch their active with the benched, but I don't think you get to pick. I think the opponent actually is the one who gets to pick. So.
Yeah, but the thing is, you do have the option to, because it says you may have your opponent switch, so depending on if you want to attack that specific Pokemon again, you do have that option, but they get to pick. Yep. Overall, it's not really too amazing. I want to see what it actually looks like holo, because obviously this is just a scan of it, but it looks like it will be a pretty cool looking holo.
And something else to note here too is that it has free retreat.
Oh yeah, that is true. Free retreat, so 130 HP, pretty nice as well for a Beautifly, so
yep.
We'll just have to see. So next up we have Cascoon. Nothing really amazing about that, except that, it's basically the same kind of artwork. Now, one thing that's weird is, like, it's sticking to wherever it's at. Like, I believe it's in a tree or something, and it's like, it has the little spikes shooting off of it, like, keeping it held up. The artwork on this looks really cool, too. I mean, there's not much for the background, but I love that it's, like, in this jungle-type setting, and so I think it looks really cool.
The art's been getting progressively better ever since X and Y.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Alright, go ahead to the next one, too.
Okay, so then we have this 140 HP Dustox. Hasn't had that much HP since it was an EX.
Yeah.
Nothing really special about it. I mean, just crappy attacks, as you would expect from a lot of cards. But, like I said, artwork in this is really cool for a Dustox, and, that's something.
Yep, that's definitely something to point at anyways. If the card's not good, at least it looks cool. Okay, so let's move on to our first ancient trait in the set, and this is actually a new trait as well, Delta Plus. You can take one more prize card if your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out from damage from this Pokemon's attack. So it's a lot like Lugia's attack that gets you to take one extra prize.
The ability overflow.
The ability, then you can attack. The ability overflow, yeah, lets you take another prize card. So this is the same thing, except for it's not an EX. Unfortunately, I don't think you're really going to be knocking anything out with this. It's a stage 2, so it's going to be hard to get into play. Its attacks pound for 1 grass energy, does 20 damage, and then Stone Wind for a grass and a double colorless does 50 to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon, so I just don't see it happening. But the Delta Plus is new, it's there, and it has some potential for the future, but not in this card.
The thing that sucks too is like if it was 1 grass and 1 colorless, or even 2 grass straight up, that would at least be a little bit better. But for stage 2 for 3 energy just to do 50 to benched Pokemon, you're not going to be getting knockouts with this. I'm sorry.
Nope.
So next up we have an Nincada. He's coming out of a tree. He kind of looks like a termite, but I'm not. Is Nincada? No, Nincada's supposed to be a cicada.
Yeah.
So whatever. He's not a termite. But still, really cool artwork, I think, for a Nincada, so.
We see him coming back for the first time since Dragon's Exalted, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, has it been that long?
It's been a long time.
Wow.
Okay, so we got Ninjask here, 70 HP. Not as good as the Ninjask of the previous sets, but ability's Wing Buzz. Once during your attack, if this Pokemon's in your active, you can discard a card from your hand and force your opponent to discard the top card of their deck. So kind of a mill deck idea, maybe, but one card's not going to do you a whole lot of good.
And plus you have to discard your own stuff too, so...
Exactly, from your hand.
I mean, maybe that could work, like, if you had, execute with propagation, but I mean, one card isn't enough. But the one cool thing about this, as I've said, the artwork's cool. This is actually very similar to a Togekiss that is in this set. It just the cartoony.
Oh yes.
Well, I mean, it is cartoon, but you get what I'm saying. Like the more plain cartoony, but it still works.
Yep.
And zero retreat on that too, so you know.
No retreat on that either, you're right. And it does have the one attack, Spectrum attack, 30 damage, search your deck for 2 Ninjas and put them on the bench. Don't really need that too much, so.
But that is interesting because you don't have to evolve.
Well, you're taking 2 Ninjask. Ah, yes, you're right. Okay, so you don't have to evolve. Yeah, that's true. It's just the attack's not 30 damage for 2 is not that great either, so.
Yeah, but yeah, it's interesting. That's the least we can say is interesting.
Yep.
Okay, so we have a Shedinja as well, 30 HP. I always find it funny that like he's stage 1 and he has less than Nincada. Doesn't really have anything for a grass. 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon, then switch it with one of your benched. Doesn't really do too much damage, but and then Transistent Cry for a colorless, 50 damage times number of damage counters. Well, he can only ever have 2 on him, so
yes.
Yeah,
something
that's not worth it.
No, it's not. And something worth pointing out here is it's funny, in the game, you can't knock out a Shedinja unless you hit them for weakness, and this card has no weakness.
Yeah, so it's weird. Like, TCG and the video game clash so much sometimes, but I definitely think that's funny. It would have been cool if they made him like 10 HP.
Right.
I mean, that's one thing, but then obviously his attack wouldn't work, because then he could never do any damage.
No, not at all.
But that's fun.
So, we got a Tropius here, first time since Plasma Blast, 110 HP, still underwhelming, unfortunately. Stomp, 50 damage, flip a coin, if heads it does 20 more for 3 colorless. And then you can do Solar Beam for a grass and 3 colorless, but again, we're looking at the cool art here. I guess he's kind of chilling around with that, was it a Silcoon?
Yeah, I think it was Silcoon.
Yes, with their Fortree City, so that's kind of neat.
Yeah, I do enjoy the artwork on that a lot, as you'll be hearing. Yeah, I'm really fond of the artwork in this set for sure. Fletchinder, the artwork's actually pretty basic on this one, to be honest. Like, it's cool, but it's not the most amazing. But he's just Fletchinder. 0 retreat, I guess that's something to note, but it's Fletchinder. Not a big deal. 10
damage, get rid of tool cards, not gonna be...
I mean, knockoff is cool because it's like an actual attack that's in the game, but I mean, it serves more purpose in the game rather than the TCG.
Yes. Alright, so we got Talonflame here, 130 HP, kind of chilling here on a mountain, looking kind of regal. The attack's not that great. It is kind of cool to finally see Brave Bird, though, something that Talonflame is known for in the video game, 90 damage and doing 20 to itself, but other than that, Free retreat and no playability.
Yeah, I mean, and here's one thing that I want to just say. It's like, just stop making Talonflame. This is the third time we've seen him. Like, we've had Pokemon that have been around since the 5th generation and have only gotten, like, 1 card. You know what I mean? It's like, Talonflame hasn't been around for too long. Stop making so many useless cards of him.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up we have Articuno, 120 HP. The one thing that might be cool about him, as Chris was telling me, Professor, whatever. For a water,
knows my name by now.
Yeah. For water, Ice Call, search your deck for 3 water energy, put them into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. That could potentially be good for Blastoise decks, just for having a lot of energy, or even any decks with alpha growth too, just to make sure you have that energy. But overall playability wise, like for attacking, no. For 2 water and 2 colorless, only 100 damage, no.
Yeah.
No.
If it had free retreat, I think it would actually be somewhat useful, but because it's got any retreat cost whatsoever, even if it's just 1, I don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah.
So, okay, we'll look at this other Articuno here. Another Delta Plus Pokemon. You got Cold Sigh, which I don't think that name's going to stick. I think it's going to be something else. It just puts your opponent's active Pokemon to sleep. Then you've got Tri-Edge, 20 plus damage, flip 3 coins, does 40 damage times the number of heads. A lot of flipping, could do a decent amount of damage, but again, I don't see it.
I mean, maybe if the base damage was 40, it would be a little bit better, but 20 and then having to rely on coin flips, it's just not going to be good enough to actually be used. But I could be eating my words, but...
Yeah, for now, though, I don't see it, although he does look cool crashing through that ice.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks cool. So next up we have Wingull. It's Wingull. That's all I'm saying. I mean, the artwork's cool, but it's Wingull.
Yeah, you got cheated on that one, so go ahead and go talk about Pelipper.
Yeah, so Pelipper, I mean, the angle looks really cool on him, but it's Pelipper. There's not much to talk about. Like, he has crappy attacks, and it's just not that great.
Yep. Just saying, hey, look at the size of my mouth. That's about it.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got Voltorb. Voltorb here just looks kind of cool, hanging in midair, looking like he's just about to use an electric attack. Other than that, Thunder Wave and Explode, just, yeah, not all that great.
Wait,
it's kind of funny how it says 60 damage, this Pokemon does blow up the table.
I love it when Water Pokemon Master puts stuff like that in.
It is pretty funny. And it does 60 to itself, kills itself, but yeah, that is kind of funny. It does blow up the tail. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it's funny. And then next up we have Electrode, which this artwork is so cool. I love how this Electrode looks so much. Like, this honestly reminds me of like really old school artwork.
Yeah.
There's nothing too great about him. I mean, for Lightning 2 colorless, 70 damage, you may move all energy attached to him to one of your benched. So that's cool that you may have the option, but for 3 energy to only do 70 damage, it's not that great.
No. It is funny, though. He kind of looks like he's holding the place up and taking hostages because they're just like sitting there like, hey, wait a minute.
They just got their hands up like, whoa, take it easy, buddy.
Yes. Alright, so we got Zapdos, of course. Articuno and Zapdos will both be in the set. I find it funny Moltres is not here, but we got Zapdos coming out of a cloud.
EX confirmed.
Yeah, right. Coming out of a cloud here, looks kind of neat. Drill Peck and Thunderfall are the 2 attacks. Again, just underwhelming attacks overall, but it looks cool, so that's all that matters.
And now we have our first EX to look at. Thunderous EX. I will say it's terrible. It's not really good. 170 HP. Now, one thing to note, I thought they were either going to make him colorless or at least be in his Therian form, but no, he's in his regular genie form, and he looks creepy as all hell. But
yeah, he does.
He does.
Hell hardening is the name of the attack.
Oh yeah, I noticed that now. So 30 plus damage, flip a coin. If heads, does 30 more. If tails, your opponent's Pokemon is now paralyzed. So it's like, that's just weird. And then Volt Crash, 3 lightning, 150, and does 50 to himself. It's just not that good. Like, maybe if you put yourself to sleep, I could see it being a little bit better, but to do damage to yourself and 50 at that, it's just not good.
Compare it to Mega Charizard that does 50 damage to itself. In exchange, it hits for 300. This hits for half of that.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be better off going with Charizard, but even that's not extremely playable. Because, I mean, it is a 5 energy attack, but this one's 3 just straight up, so...
All right, here, we're going to go over to the... I'm going to cover both the Natus, because this one is just not worth it. Natu standing in a pile of sand. There you go.
Yeah.
We got Natu, less HP, but it has an ancient trait ability. Delta Plus, once again. Don't see it ever doing any good. Psychic Wave, for a Psychic and a Colorless, does 10 damage times the number of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So, unless you're looking at a Deluge-type deck, you're not going to be hitting for very much, ever, and it will never matter that you have Delta Plus, for that matter. And you'll also get knocked out right back in return.
Yeah, so it's not worth it. Next up we have Xatu, which I actually like his first attack. It is kind of cool. Future Sight, look at the top 5 cards of either player's deck and put them back on top of that player's deck in any order. I think that's kind of neat. I do like the artwork a lot. This is by Hajime Kusajima, which is one of my favorite artists. They made the Ninetales that I'm really fond of from EX Dragon Frontiers. I like the artwork a lot, and the attack is kind of cool, but overall, it's Xatu.
Exactly.
Just not good.
All right, so we got Shuppet here. We actually have a few of them hanging off the roof.
Yeah, it's funny because Shuppet is based off of Japanese Tero Bosu, which is like I believe the Japanese hang them up to, like, it's sort of like a, hey, stop raining, we make you these like little ghost doll things, and they hang them up to try and get it to stop raining. So that's what Shuppet's based off of, is Tero Bosu, and I think it's actually cool that they hung them up like what they're based off of.
Just like
I'm really fond of this card, like a lot.
Yeah, and it only has one attack, which you can choose a special energy attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon and discard it, and I'll let you attempt that name, because I don't even know.
It's Akimbe. Akimbe is when... have you ever seen, like, any anime or episodes of Pokemon where they pull their eyelid down and stick their tongue out?
Yes.
That's what Akimbe is.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like a weird combination of words. I forget exactly what it is, but it's kind of like a corruption of a word that, like, means the pink of your eye.
All
so,
right.
yeah, and you do have the one Shuppet sticking its tongue out, so it's kind of cool. It's not a good card, but I like just the stuff about it. Like, it just has a lot of Japanese influence on it.
Interesting.
So next up we have Bayonet. I love the artwork on this, but it actually has a really interesting ability as well. As long as hidden tools, as long as this Pokemon is in play, each Pokemon tool attached to both players' Pokemon has no effect.
Yes, that is interesting indeed.
I honestly think if this could be a good counter to any Mega or Primal deck, because I mean a lot of them rely on that Spirit Link, and I think if you take that away by having this, even if you just have him chilling on the bench, I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it is for sure.
So, and then do you want to cover the next Bayonet?
Yeah. Okay, so we got another Delta Pokemon here, but this is Delta Evolution. Once during your turn before you attack, you may play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, even if that Pokemon was put into play this turn, or if it's your first turn. So we're finally seeing a return to being able to evolve first turn, or the first chance you put down a Pokemon, which is really cool. And its first attack actually has to do with Evolution. Evolution Jammer, 20 damage. Your opponent can't play a Pokemon from his or her hand to evolve the defending Pokemon next turn. So you can keep your opponent's active Pokemon from evolving, can't keep the bench from evolving, so really, to me, it's pointless. And its attack just is placing 5 damage counters, so it's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if it would have just been, like, one Psychic, that probably would have been better, but 2 for 5 damage counters is just... And it's only on the active, so...
Right.
It's not that good.
Well, I'll let you cover the next one since you love Deoxys so much.
I love Deoxys so much, but come on, like, how are you gonna do this to him? Why? Why only give him a holo? Why give him a crappy...
It's not that crappy.
For one Colorless, now this actually isn't too bad, because you could essentially do this for free if you have Dimension Valley in play. It has 110 HP, I want to mention that too, so it's like not extremely difficult to knock out, but it will survive one hit for the most part. First contact, you can use it on your first turn and draw 2 cards, so not bad for starting up, But then you have Overdrive Smash for a Psychic and a Colorless. 30 damage during your next turn. This Pokemon's Overdrive Smash does 60 more. So, I mean, you can be hitting for a max 110 if you have a Muscle Band on it. But, I mean, it has 1 retreat cost. It's weak to Psychic. It's just not that good. Why wouldn't they make him an ancient trait? Like, why? Why? I mean, the art looks so amazing on it. I will give them that. They did make a great looking Deoxys card, and I'll probably have a binder full of these. But why did they make him such a not very good card? I mean,
you can't have it all. That's all I can say. All right, so we're gonna go on to Gallade EX here. 170 HP, Speed Jab, 30 damage. You may have your opponent switch his or her active Pokemon with one of his or her benched Pokemon, and Side Slasher, 50 damage, and does 20 more damage for each prize card you have, which is the exact opposite of Hurricane Kick Lucario. So this actually rewards you for being behind in the game instead of being ahead of the game. No, I'm sorry, Hurricane Kick Lucario does the same thing. It punishes your opponent for going ahead. So yeah, either way. Yeah. It punishes your opponent for not knocking out enough of your Pokemon, is what it punishes for. So this Gallade is slightly better than the promo version than the one we saw, but 3 Psychic is a really hefty cost when you don't have any energy acceleration. I don't think it's that great.
Yeah, not at all. But one thing, I don't know if this was a mistake, but they put the weakness as fire.
What the heck? Fire weakness?
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, you take a look at the card, it's weak to Psychic.
True.
But so now we're covering Mega Gallade. Shout out to Vince. You finally got it, man.
Finally, Mega Gallade.
I kind of forget, like, some people don't always know their first name. Whatever. So this one actually isn't that bad. I have an idea for this, for a deck. So hear me out on this. I want to talk about this card for a little bit because I honestly think this could be good. You have how is that pronounced? Mudao, I believe. Mudao Blade, 110 damage, which is pretty good because it's 2 Psychic and a Colorless, but I think generally you're going to run this with Dimension Valley. So let's just say 2 Psychic. 110 damage, not bad. And it does 30 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon that already have any damage counters on them. Now, take from example for the Landorus Crobat, just take out Landorus, but don't even have Crobat, Golbat, because for 1 Colorless, he has an attack that does 10 damage to every benched Pokemon on your opponent's side of the field. So start off with a Golbat. It has a decent amount of HP, so even if you only get it off once, their benched already has damage on it, and then you're doing 30 to everyone. Run it with Dusknoir, you're good.
Yeah, that is true. That's not too bad.
I mean, it might be a lot because you have the stage 1 and then you also have, the stage 1 and then you have the stage 2. So you have to run a lot of different things. But honestly, I think that could work. It's a lot of setup, but I really, really think you could get a lot of damage and spread damage out, which will be really great for Dusknoir as well.
Yeah, maybe a lot of setup, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Alright, so we only got 2 fighting-type Pokemon in this set, and they're both related to each other. We've got Gligar here. That's just got the 1 attack, Nerve Poison, flip a coin of heads. It's now paralyzed and poisoned, which is kind of cool, but no damage. And then we got the Gliscor here, or Gliscor, however you want to pronounce it, either way. That does Rock Slide, 20 damage, and does 20 to 2 of your benched Pokemon, your opponent's benched Pokemon for 1 Colorless. That's pretty good. And Slash for fighting in a Colorless.
And one thing I want to point out, another card by Hajime Kusajima, so very cool artwork. I was fond of this card right when I saw it, and there's obviously a reason why, but not a good card. Especially they both have the same amount of HP. I just noticed, oh wait, no, they messed up. Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 90.
Yeah, whatever. So moving on, we have Absol. Actually, you cover this one because I want to cover Jirachi.
Alrighty, so we only got 1 Dark-type Pokemon in this set, and that is Absol. I'm sure that Super Lugia will be happy to see Absol here, even though it's not as good as the previous one from Plasma Freeze. 100 HP, the ability Curse dies. When you play this Pokemon from your hand into your bench, you move up to 3 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another of your opponent's Pokemon, so it's Dusknoir that you can use 1 time when you put it onto the bench. And Machclaw, Dark and Colorless, does 30 damage, not affected by resistance.
Yeah, so it's not very good, but I can say that the holo will probably look good on it, and the artwork's cool, so you have that.
Yes.
As we always say, if it's not good, at least it looks good.
Right.
Now I get to cover the Jirachi. Oh my god, I love this card more than most cards in this set. It just looks so freaking adorable. I don't care about my masculinity. It looks so damn cute. I can't stand it. It's nothing special. I mean, small wish for a medal. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Put a card you find there into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. I mean, that's kind of okay, but not really. I don't think it will be ever played because it has 1 retreat cost and it is only 70 HP, so it's just too risky to use for 1 card.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the other one, you know, the actual EX that has the ability to get a supporter card and put it into your hand. It's kind of the same thing, it's just a smaller version of it.
Yeah. And then you have a Destructive Wish, which is actually kind of cool. Small Wish, and then the Destructive one. Discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. At the end of your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon is knocked out. So, I mean, it's a gimmicky thing. I mean, it can work sometimes, but there's so many switching cards and ways to get out of being in the active that it really just will not work most of the time, I think.
But at least it has energy acceleration, and getting metal energy in the discard pile is not a bad thing for Bronzong either.
So, very cool, and just like I said, look at this artwork. It's so colorful. It looks like straight out of the anime. It's amazing.
Yes, it is. I agree with you.
I can't stand it. It's so good.
Alright, so we've got our fairy types here, only 4 of them, and they're all part of the same evolutionary line. We got Togepi here with, looks kind of like a clay model 3D kind of thing. Not very good, and yeah, you
But it has Angel Kiss.
Angel Kiss. And we got Togetic here, twice the HP, and kind of a neat artwork there too, kind of looks like it'd be in the anime as well. Search a discard pile for up to 3 basic energy, reveal them, and shuffle them into your deck, and Fairy Wind does 40 damage.
Yeah, so nothing too special. This Togekiss, which set is it? I think it's one of the Neo sets?
Yes, is it the Southern Island?
I think. One of the Neo sets has a Togetic that has artwork very similar to this.
It does.
I'll put it up on screen post-editing.
It is. It's the Southern Islands one because there's a Meryl from the set that's just off to the side of the rainbow.
Okay, so I like that. How many years later is this? Like, freaking 12? Like 12 years later, they're kind of continuing that Togetic's artwork with this Togekiss, but I think that Togetic was a holo and this is just a regular uncommon, so I'm kind of sad to see that it wasn't a holo, but the next Togekiss's holo makes up for it. I can quickly say, you know, powerful slap. For 1 colorless, it does 50 times damage, flip a coin for each energy, so I mean, it's a gimmicky thing, you know, it's like, hey, I put a whole bunch of energy on this guy and do massive amounts of damage, but flipping a coin in stage 2, it's just, no.
Yep.
It's just not going to work out.
Nope. Alright, so we got Togekiss here with Delta Evolution, so you can evolve it as soon as you get it basically into your hand. Its ability, Serene Grace, is really good. It's just that if it weren't a stage 2, it would be so much better. Once during your turn, you may play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon. You can use the ability. Look at the top 8 cards of the deck and choose as many basic energy as you find there and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. The problem is that fairy decks are already so tightly packed that trying to fit in a stage 2 evolution will be nearly impossible, and I feel like it would mess with consistency way too much to ever be any good. I would never keep it for an attack. 60 damage is no better than the attack that Aromatisse has. It's strictly an ability Pokemon, but I can't justify the room to put him in there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe... I don't know, I just don't really see it being able to fit, but who knows, maybe someone somewhere will find a way to make it work.
In the future, maybe.
But if they can make it work, it's a great ability to have, for sure, I think.
Yep. Alright, so we got the Dragon types next, go ahead and cover that.
Alright, so do you just want me to get all of them?
You can cover the Dragonite line.
Okay, so oh yeah, I forgot there was, I meant that Dragonite line, I'm stupid, don't mind me. So we have Dratini, cool artwork, nothing special about him. Yep, continuing on with Dragonair, very cool artwork. Again, nothing special, because it's stage 1. They're not going to make the stage 1 generally better than the stage 2, except in the electric case, but whatever. This Dragonite is actually really, really cool. Both of them are cool, but this one I think would be a little bit more playable. It has the ability Max Wind. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may remove all damage counters from one of your Pokemon. That's a pretty good payoff for just evolving him, and I mean, if they had something, if they finally would reprint Devolution Soda, this would be a lot more playable, even
Spray.
Did I say soda?
Yes, you did. The evolution spray.
Shh, it's okay.
Yeah, anyways. Also, I think it's kind of funny that its ability is Max Wind. It's like Dragonite just comes to the field and lays a giant fart, and you move all the damage counters.
Yeah, it just farts the damage counters off your card. So I definitely think that's actually cool, but 3 retreat cost and crappy attack, just it's not going to be good. But I mean, maybe if they eventually reprint Devolution Spray, this could be somewhat playable just to put in a deck to constantly remove damage.
Yep.
Who knows? Here, I'll let you get this, Dragonite.
Okay. Here's our Dragonite, our Delta Plus. Take one more prize card. This is one that could potentially do it, but the energy cost is just so high. For a Lightning, you can use Windboard and choose up to 2 basic energy and attach them from your hand and attach them to this Pokemon. So you could do that, get yourself 2 grass energies and attach to it. Maybe use a double dragon energy to cover the last of it, but you would need basically 3 whole turns to get something going with it. The attack does 150 damage, heavy impact, 3 grass, a lightning, and a colorless. It's just a lot to ask for.
Yeah, it's just, if it was 1 grass less, this would work. It would still be very costly, but it would still work a little bit better.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's 3 grass, a lightning, and a colorless, just, it won't work. Wake to Fairy, 4 retreat cost. I mean,
yeah,
there's so many better things you can do.
There really is. We got Altaria here as well. Nothing really too great to mention here. You're using water and metal energy, which is different, and give him a black eye.
Yeah. You mean a white and gold eye?
No, white and gold. Oh, jeez, don't even go there.
I'm stupid. I hate myself.
I hate that so much. We got Bagon here, sitting on the roof next to the space shuttle over here. Water and fire, the 2 types of energies it uses. Nothing really to point out there, just that the artwork's cool. And Shelgon,
I forgot
body.
to mention I forgot to mention on that Altaria, that's probably some of the best artwork of this set right there. I just wanted to mention that.
Very detailed, very detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Shelgon has an ability, Hard Body. Any damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's attacks is reduced by 10. It's not really going to matter too much. It's the typical Stage 1 syndrome that is just never all that great. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and cover Salamence here.
Salamence, actually really interesting. I haven't really often, like I know they have had it in the past, but I haven't often seen non-EX Pokemon or anything like that have stage or have 3 attacks. Like, it's just really rare that you see a Pokemon with 3 attacks. They're all terrible. I just want to say that. They're all terrible.
That first one, a fire energy, does 60 damage for 1? That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. But then you, and then you discard it. I guess normally Rec would only do massive amounts of damage because there's an energy or a stadium in play. So I guess to do a consistent, throw a muscle band on that, a consistent 80, or even Silver Bangle while it's still legal. I mean, 290 hits could get a regular EX knockout, but...
Yeah, and it does have 160 HP, which is the bulkiest you can get without being an EX.
Right, so I guess I was a little harsh, but I just don't imagine it being played too much at all. Power Howl is 20 times damage, times the number of cards in your opponent's hand. It's just for a water and 2 colorless, no. And then for 2 fire, water, and a colorless, 170 damage, but you discard 3 energy. That's a big drawback, so... I mean, 170, that might be one of the biggest, amounts of damage, non-EX wise printed on a card, I would think.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. It's quite a bit.
Yeah, so it's cool. It's definitely cool looking artwork, but playability wise, I'm not too sure.
Nope. Alright, so we got Latios EX here. This is our first Pokemon that you can use its attack first turn and actually do damage. Deoxys was the first, obviously. You can hit for 40 damage for a single Psychic on the first turn, which is really good. And then, of course, Light Pulse for 110. For a Water, 2 Psychic, and a Colorless. Prevent all effects of attacks except damage. done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn, so you can do that anyways. Other than that, it's okay, but it's better than its Mega Evolution.
Yeah. I tried saying good things about this because I honestly thought it could be kind of decent, while like in combination with Greninja or even a Crobat, but that would still be kind of too hard. But I'll talk about it. Sonic Ace, discard 2 energy, choose 1 Pokemon, do 120 damage to it, and it has 0 retreat. So, I mean, it could work, but there's so many other better things that it just really won't end up working. I mean, if there was a way to retrieve special energy from the discard pile, I could imagine this working better, like, you know, in combination with Double Dragon energy and whatever. But since there isn't, it really is a big drawback, but I still wouldn't hold off on it. I do think some people could make this work. I mean, to do 120 damage anywhere is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
But it's still not very good.
Alright, so we got another Dragon-type EX here, Hydreigon EX. Dragon Roads is the ability, if there's a Stadium card in play, the retreat cost of your Dragon Pokemon are 2 Colorless energy less. And its only attack is Shred, 80 damage, goes through everything. Not affected by effects on your opponent's active Pokemon, so it goes through Safeguard, goes through Pyroar's Intimidating Mane, all that good stuff. Also goes through Latios EX's ability. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think that's cool. I just don't really see it being played too much. But, I mean, if there is a Dragon deck that has stuff, this could be used as a Safeguard counter. And so you might want to have 1 or 2 of these in your deck if it calls for it.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to see about that.
Yep.
Next up, this is actually cool. The first Dragon-type Reshiram. Very, very cool. It has a decent ability too. I don't imagine it being used too much just because it's very specific. But Turbo Blaze, once during your turn before your attack, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may choose a fire card or energy card from your hand and attach it. Oh, wait. When I first read this, I thought it said from your discard pile.
No, from your hand.
Oh, well, still, I mean, it has, and you can only attach it to your Dragon Pokemon in play. So, I mean, it's very specific. You can only choose Fire Energy from your hand and only attach it to Dragon Pokemon, and it has to be your active Pokemon to work. And for its attack, for 2 Colorless, Lightning, for 2 Fire, Lightning, and a Colorless, Hellwing, 110 damage, you discard a Fire Energy. It's just really not that good. It has 2 retreat costs. I mean, if it had 1 retreat cost even, I mean, I guess if you have Hydreigon, whatever, that could make it work. I just don't really see it working with decks, but the holo on this does look really cool because this is like a picture someone actually like scanned rather than them using the one that was officially released by Pokemon, which is kind of weird. But the holo on this is going to look amazing, and like I said, it's the first Dragon-type Reshiram, so that's really cool.
Indeed. Alright, so we're moving on to the colorless types here. We've got Spearow sitting here on a rail. Just 1 attack. Peck, it actually does 30 damage. I don't know why it says 20. Get on it there, Water Pokemon Master. Deal with your translations. So there's that. And we've got Fearow here as well. 100 HP for colorless. Does Peck, 30 damage. And Drill Liner, which I'm sure will be Drill Peck. 70 damage. Flip a coin if heads. Discard an energy. Attach to opponent's active Pokemon.
Yeah,
not all that great.
The artwork looks cool, though.
Artwork's cool.
It looks like very similar to that Altaria, but I didn't take a look at the illustrator, so I have no idea.
Yeah. And I'll just say Dunsparce because it's a Dunsparce.
No, I want to say Dunsparce because I actually like Dunsparce.
Okay, then go for it.
Dunsparce, yay! Okay, so wait, what the hell? It has the same attack that Benelby does.
Dig Dig.
Last set. Dig Dig. I hate that name. It's so stupid, but it has Dig Dig. Discard the top card of your opponent's deck, and then for colorless, roll out. It's weak to fighting, 0 retreat. But look at him. He's so cute. He's a little clay figure in real life. Oh, I love those.
You forgot the pause after saying discard the top card of your opponent's deck because it's like ...
Oh yeah, they put 2 dots. It's so cute though. I love Dunsparce.
Okay.
Guess I'm the only one.
Yeah, Dunsparce is Dunsparce.
You're Dunsparce.
You're Dunsparce. Skarmory, 100 HP, colorless type, which is interesting considering that it's usually a metal. Call for Family is an attack we've seen a lot of, so that's nothing new. And Blow Through, we've also seen as well on a Tornadus, 30 damage, does 30 more for a stadium card.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting that it is a colorless, but to be fair, his primary typing is flying, so
yeah, he's
it's
still
not
weak to electric.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. So next up we have Talo. It's Talo. I mean, the angle on this Talo looks really weird. I've never seen Talo quite look like that, but he looks cool.
Yep.
Looks cool. You'll continue to hear that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And we got Swellow as well, 90 HP. Very cool angle on that Swellow as well. It kind of looks like fisheye lensy. It's very cool. So then you got Clutch. Yeah, nothing special. Aerial Ace. No. No.
Still nothing.
So,
and we got the next Swellow here, the Delta Plus. Peck, 30 damage for 2 colorless. Wing Attack for 50 damage, 3 colorless. Again, not a card I think we're going to see a whole lot of play, even though it does have Delta Plus. It's just not good enough. The background art is really cool because it's a lot like that, what was it? Altaria, I think it was?
Yeah, it's very colorful. It's vibrant, and the holo I really think is going to bring that out.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Speaking of Swablu and Altaria, they're next.
Yep, so we got Swablu. This Swablu looks so adorable too. It has very cool artwork as well. Healing Wound, nothing special, but
Healing Wound, what the heck?
Yeah, you heal the wound.
Healing Wound. To me, that sounds like a wound that heals. It's just weird.
Yeah, now that you mention that does kind of sound weird. Weird swap.
Anyway, yeah, so go ahead and talk about the Altaria.
So we got the Altaria, which will probably see competitive play, I think.
I believe so.
It has Delta Evolution, so, you can evolve that Swablu right away, heal that wound. The ability, Clear Humming, as long as this Pokemon is in play, each of your colorless Pokemon has no weakness. So with Mega Rayquaza being like the star of this set and actually be pretty decent with other cards, this will definitely help with the lightning weakness for Mega Manectric and any other lightning type Pokemon that see play. Its attack, Wing Attack, it's stupid. It's not good. But you're not going to use it for that. You're going to use it for its ability. Artwork looks cool. Wish it would have been a holo. But oh well, it can't ask for too much.
Nope. Alright, so we move on to the star here. We've got Rayquaza EX. Well, Mega's a star, obviously, but you can't get there without going through the first version here, Rayquaza EX. Even then, has an attack very similar to Victini EX, Rising Burn, which does more damage if your opponent's active Pokemon is an EX. So it does 60 damage to an EX, 10 to everybody else for a colorless. And Dragon Pulse, 3 colorless energy, 100 damage, discard 3 cards from the top of your deck. I've noticed that all the Dragon Pulse type cards have required you to discard cards off the top of your deck, so that's nothing new. But looks cool. Looks like he's about to use some kind of attack there. Almost looks like a Hyper Beam, but...
Yeah, I love like how the gray areas where it's like him sucking in the energy, like I love how far up the card it goes, because like normally it's usually just sticks to the bottom, but this one is like right dab in the center like of the attacks and whatever. So I really think the artwork on this card looks super cool.
It does. It does.
And then Mega Rayquaza. This is the big one. Now, at first when this was first announced, I was like, it's mediocre, it's crap. But then another card was announced, and we'll get to that shortly. But yes, we have Mega Rayquaza, being colorless type, 220 HP, so a little bit lower, but still bulky because 220 HP. Delta Evolution. Once during your turn before your attack, you may play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon. So, I already read that. Don't know why I read it anyways.
Turn 1 Mega Rayquaza.
Yeah. See, to be honest, if you're doing this, you might as well not even run Spirit Links because you can't attack for the most part on your first turn unless you're Deoxys or the other guy that I can't remember who it was.
No, you still need the Spirit Link because even if you do use Delta Evolution, your turn does end.
Yeah, but I mean, if you do all of your stuff beforehand, you know what I mean? Like if you play all your supporters and do that and get set up decently enough, then you might not even need a need for them. But maybe if you're running maybe a 3-3, maybe putting 1 or 2 in wouldn't hurt. But I don't really think you're going to need a full line of Spirit Links for this, to be honest.
Not as much, no.
But then his attack, Emerald Break, on paper before adding the other stuff, it doesn't look too great. 3 colorless, 30 times damage for the number of bench Pokemon. When you only have 5 bench Pokemon, doesn't do a lot of damage. Even with a, muscle band, if you do not have a Spirit Link on it, it's still just very mediocre. But that all changes with another card in the set that you will be seeing soon. So Look out for that.
So let's go to the next underwhelming EX Pokemon card in this set, and that is poor Shaman EX. 110 HP, didn't get any increases there. Got a horrible ability and setup. I feel like it would have been a lot better had it been slightly different. Once during your turn, before your attack, you may play this Pokemon from your hand to your bench. You may draw cards until you have 6 in your hand. Originally, this card was you put the card down and you can search for any card, or any 2 cards, I thought it was. Something like that. You could search for whatever card you needed out of the deck. Sky Return kind of is useful because it does complement the ability, but again, it's not. I shouldn't say it's awful because it's not awful. You can still draw until you get 6 cards just by putting it down, and if you need to use a supporter, you can still use a supporter. Sky Return, if you manage to get it into play and actually attach energy to it, you can hit for 30 damage and return this card and all cards attached to it to your hand, so you wouldn't lose much. You risk the opportunity to have it knocked out for an easy 2 prizes with 110 HP, but yeah.
But the thing about it is, though, it's like Pokemon has generally just increased in, damage and health and over time just to keep up with things. And it's like, this is worse than, and I shouldn't say worse because Magnezone Prime was obviously good with Magnetic Draw, but with Magnetic Draw, you could draw until you had 6 every turn, and he had a pretty decent attack, whereas this one is, not really decent, but it's not absolutely horrible, but it's still not very good. It's just, they could have done so much better. Yeah. And the original translation of being able to search for any 1 or 2 cards, whatever the original translation was, that would have made it so much better.
Absolutely.
But the fact that you don't, it's just,
It's frustrating.
It looks pretty, though. You got all the petals and stuff. He actually kind of looks like a watermelon because of his scarf and his head.
Oh, yeah, he does.
The little black ridges right there look like seeds. He kind of looks like a watermelon to me.
Okay. So anyway, let's go on to the next ones.
Yeah, we got Pidove. It's Pidove.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's Pidove.
Let's move on to Tranquil.
Okay, so Tranquil. It looks pretty, but it's Tranquil.
Exactly. So let's go to Unpheasant.
Unpheasant, 130 HP. The artwork looks really cool on that. Turbulence is actually something cool. Each player shuffles all cards attached to his or her Pokemon into his or her deck. That's kind of weird, but I don't imagine. It's not good, but it's not. It's weird. That's what I'm getting
You can
at.
take all the energy and all the tool cards and all that stuff that's attached to everybody and just mess up the entire game by throwing it in there. So
yeah, I imagine doing that against Primal Groudon.
Yeah, that would be the one thing that messed things up. But other than that, kind of useless. We got next Unpheasant here, Delta Evolution. You can evolve immediately, just like all the other ones. Feather Dance, if this Pokemon attacks next turn, it does 80 more damage, so that's kind of neat if you can tank 1 hit. You'd be able to hit for 200 with Sky Attack that has a base of 120. Flip a coin. If tails, the attack fails. So it's a terrible downside. You could hit for 200, but
See, this is a card that Delta Plus should have gone on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Delta Evolution obviously helps because it's stage 2, but Delta Plus on this, it would have been, it's high risk, high reward. That's kind of the format right now is just a lot of the times high risk, high reward, or, strategically doing stuff, whatever. But this would have been something cool to put Delta Plus on. But the fact that they put Delta Evolution on it makes it not very good.
Exactly. And of course the last Pokemon here we're going to take a look at is Fletchling. It's a Fletchling that's flying over the city. That's pretty much it.
Yep. And now we're into our trainer cards. First one is our first reprint, Revive. Why they didn't make this a secret rare, I'll never know, but whatever. So Revive, put a basic Pokemon from your discard pile onto your bench. It's cool, but it's not really amazing. I mean, with EXs, it's better.
Yeah, it helps Mega Rayquaza too.
Yeah, but to be honest, it's just, you know, I don't know. I don't imagine it being like, oh, have 4 of these in your deck. It's not a staple card, but it could see some use. But, you know, just why? Why didn't they make this a secret rare? That would have made sense.
I don't know. All right, go to the next one, and we'll do them 2 at a time.
Trainer's Post kind of goes with Professor's Letters, I think, just name-wise. But look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Choose 1 trainer card you find there, except Trainer's Post. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle the other cards back into your deck.
Nope. It ain't happening. It ain't happening.
I mean, 4 cards? Like, maybe if it was, like, 7 cards or something like that, but 4? Seriously?
Yeah. So, let's take a look at one card that might actually be useful in this set, and that is Mega Turbo. Attach 1 basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your Mega Evolved Pokemon in play. It's pretty powerful in my opinion.
Yeah, that honestly will help Mega Evolutions out a lot. I mean, Spirit Links help them out enough, but like for ones that don't have Spirit Links or have really costly attacks, Mega Turbo is pretty good, I think.
It is. And we got Wide Angle Lens here. A card that's neat in theory, but I don't think it's going to really do anything.
It's very situational, so you'll never know if you would actually need this, because no matter what, you can have your deck perfectly rounded to use this, but it really depends on what your opponent has.
Yeah, being able to attach it as a tool card, obviously, attach it to one of your Pokemon, and if that Pokemon does damage to your opponent's bench Pokemon, it does apply weakness and resistance. Kind of a neat mechanic, but it's kind of gimmicky.
Yeah, I really think it's cool, but like I said, it really depends on what your opponent has, and if your opponent has a deck that's not weak to anything you have, it's useless.
Yeah.
So, whatever. So, we can go over these just both in one go. Spirit Links for Gallade and Latios.
Yep. Nothing more to say there, just Spirit Links.
Yeah, I'll say the Gallade one looks really cool because of the, use of, magenta and purple and blue. It looks really pretty for a Spirit Link.
Yeah.
But, yeah, nothing much to say about it.
Nope. We got Winona here. It's one of only 2 supporters in the main set. There's more to come in the battle deck after we get done covering this. Winona is actually useful, especially in the Mega Rayquaza deck, because you can search for up to 3 colorless Pokemon, put them into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards.
Yeah,
so
that's actually pretty powerful.
It's pretty broken in that kind of a deck, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's broken, but it's powerful, all right.
Yeah, and Wally as well, I think is kind of interesting. Another supporter card, search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon, excluding Pokemon EX, and put it onto that Pokemon. It counts as evolving, shuffle your deck afterwards, and you can use it during your first turn or on a Pokemon that was put into play right away, so it essentially gives Delta Evolution to any Pokemon as long as you play this.
Yeah, I thought this card was very similar to an idea that I had, but what I was thinking they should make a supporter of is like rare candy in the form of a supporter, but like you get to evolve 2 Pokemon. And the thing that sucks about this is it doesn't work like rare candy. You can only do the next evolution, so. Yeah. But who knows? Maybe you can see 1 or 2 of it in a deck. So we'll see.
All right, cover the next 2.
Skyfield Gym. Now this. Oh, this makes Mega Rayquaza so broken. Both players may have up to 8 benched if the stadium's no longer in play. Each player discards their bench Pokemon and all cards attached to them until there are 5 left. So broken. I mean, it does have that drawback, but if you get this down and then put a Ninetales into play, as long as you're not going up against Primal Groudon, you're good.
Yep.
Because, oh my gosh, so broken. So broken. And then we have the last card technically in the set is Double Dragon Energy, which I called. I would just like to say that. Look at my Twitter, folks. You can see it there. I was kind of right, though. Card can only be attached to Dragon Pokemon. While attached to Dragon Pokemon, it provides every type of energy, but provides 2 energy at a time. So it's exactly like Double Rainbow Energy, except that you don't have the drawback of doing minus 10 damage, I believe, what Double Rainbow Energy originally had. So I guess the drawback to this is you can only attach it to dragons.
Yeah, but dragons needed it so badly because you've got dual typings on every dragon Pokemon.
And I think this is their way of just saying, hey, we'll give you the special energy, but we're never making a dragon energy. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Okay, so let's look at all the full arts. We already know what they all do. We're going to look at Thundurus here first, which definitely looks better than the main EX.
Oh yeah, the full art looks amazing, and it's really sad that the card is terrible, because this card looks awesome.
It does.
It really, really does. Then we have Gallade. Yeah, I like purple. Purple's my favorite color, but even this, it's plain.
It is very plain.
I mean, he's kind of cool, but it's a very plain card.
It is. It is. I agree.
Yeah. Mega Gallade, in the same vein of Mega Gardevoir, kind of like has the same stance, kind of, with colors, and it looks really cool. I mean, all of these full art megas look cool.
Yeah, they do.
For sure.
All right, we got Latios here. Again, the color pattern is neat. He's kind of looking back over his shoulder. Not a little underwhelming in my opinion too.
Yeah, it's not too special. Mega Latios. Thing about this card, like it looks like a direct Ken Sugimori like artwork, just like kind of cell shaded a little bit.
Yeah.
But it looks like directly like his artwork.
It does.
Like, it looks like the same exact position, but it does look cool. I will say that. It looks really cool.
Yeah. The Hydreigon full art is one of my favorites in the set, next to the one we're going to go over next.
Oh, I hate this. Why does Pokepeach do this sometimes? I'm clicking on it, and it's just pulling up the photo of Mega Latios EX, but you can barely see it. It's very tiny. You know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll do post-editing and put the card up on screen.
Which card are you talking about?
Hydreigon EX.
Oh, mine comes up full.
Really? When you click on it?
Yes.
I promise you, I'll show you the playback. This is coming up as Mega Latios.
So if you're watching this on 8-Bit Box channel, he's having issues. But if you watch it on the Pokemon Evolutionary, you get the full experience.
Yeah, go to theirs. Don't go to my channel. It's terrible.
Oh, but seriously though, I've got it full up here on the screen, so anybody who's watching here can see it. The Hydreigon full art is really cool. I really like the way that it looks. It's very vibrant and, foreboding kind of looking. So
yeah,
definitely one of my favorites. But the favorite is definitely the next one, which I'll let you talk about.
Oh yeah, this Rayquaza, it has such like the angles on it. I honestly think this card looks really cool. I mean, I wouldn't say I like it better than the original Rayquaza EX from Dragon's Exalted, because I like the orange that they used in it, but this looks really cool because it looks like he's just coming out of this big whirlwind and he's just about to mess you up.
It's kind of a shout out to his flying typing there coming out of the Hurricane.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I honestly like it a lot.
And now we're going to take a look at the full art Mega Rayquaza. Again, the same kind of purple, like, whatever those
Sparks?
are. Sparks, yeah. Very similar to the Mega Latios.
Really all of the Megas, really.
Yeah, it's true. I shouldn't even say that. It's all the Megas. They all have this, just this sharp look to them with those things. And looks really cool. Like, you can tell he's really going to mess you up just by the way he's looking, so...
The thing is, it looks really cool, but they put so much of these purple sparks, like, you're missing out on the design a lot. Like, they should have put a few less in it, but overall, overall, it still looks really cool, though. That's another thing, too. Like, if you're going to have a big name like Emerald Drake, make it a little bit smaller so we can see, because we already have the Mega Evolution rule covering it up. That's the one problem that I have with these full art Megas, is that there's too much going on the screen. On the card. So, yeah. Yep. Yeah, whatever. Shaman EX actually does not look that good. It's my least favorite full art, which I'm sad about, because there's so much empty space, and they didn't even do that much with it. It doesn't look that great to me.
No, and it's showing off his flying typing too with the wind going around it, but they left it very plain. But then again, it's kind of a plain card in playability too, so I'm not too surprised.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got Winona full art here. Cool looking full art. I like the angle of the, looking at the trainer. It's
yeah, of course you do.
Well, right.
I'm doing like a little nudge with my elbow. You can't see me, but I'm doing it.
There's a lot of love in the community, I guess, for the Winona full art. I've noticed it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Off and on.
Shout out to WaterAndGrass.
Yeah, right. So
hashtag.
Now we got another Bay to add to the hashtag Bay collection for him, anyway.
And then his hashtag Bay for Wally. Actually,
Yeah,
no,
right.
the Wally actually looks very plain too. There's a lot of empty space in it. It kind of looks cool, but at the same time, it's just, they could have done better with it.
They could have. I mean, you know, in general, in the game and as a character, he's a very kind of shy, you know, kind of trainer. And this card showcases that, you know, the card's plain because he's just reserved.
Yeah. And then our last parts of the set itself. We're still doing the battle deck, but
There's still a bit more.
2 secret rares. Don't get me wrong, I think they look really cool. But come on, we just got these cards. Like,
Well, Energy Switch is reprinted several times.
Yeah, well, when was the last time it was reprinted? Wasn't it XY base? No, it was Furious Fist. This is from Furious Fist, so
Yeah.
really, it would still be in the format for a while, so why make a secret rare? It looks cool. Don't take that wrong. It looks cool, but why? It's not needed. It's not needed.
Nope.
And Verse Seeker, that's going to be like $80. It's going to be as expensive as Ultra Ball is. I guarantee it.
It will. It's too good of a card, and there's too many people that are going to want 4 of them into their deck to make it look fancy, so...
Yeah, I mean, even regular Verse Seeker from Phantom Forces is like $5 a card. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's an uncommon. Like, it shouldn't be that much. Just go buy a couple packs. You'll get a couple of them.
Eventually.
But, yeah, this is going to be ridiculously expensive, so I hope to God when I get Roaring Skies I pull this.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, so these are cards we're going to see in our set, but there's always a separate battle deck for Japan when it comes to this. So we got Victini, a 70 HP fire type. Nothing good about it whatsoever, but it's cool to see Victini back.
Yeah. Can I mute this for a second? You can talk about the next card. I
Sure,
need to
why not?
shut this dog up.
Okay, I'll go on and continue. We got Electrike. Again, not very impressive. Cool artwork. No mentioning really of its attacks, but it definitely looks cool. Got Manectric as well, 90 HP. Ellispark, choose one of your opponent's Pokemon, it does 30 damage to it. Kind of cool. And we got Bite for 40 damage. And we got a couple of Pokemon here. We got Bagon, basic, just a fire, and a Colorless, does 30 damage. Continuous Headbutt times until you flip and get a Tails. Does 30 damage for each heads. Got the other Rayquaza EX here. This one is the Dragon type 180 HP. Dragon Claw does 30 damage, and then Dragon Strike does 130 damage for 2 fire, a lightning, and a Colorless. Flip a coin if Tails, it can't use Dragon Strike next turn. Not all that great overall as a card, but there's definitely a reason why it's not so great when we move on to the next one. And since you're back, you can talk about the other Mega Rayquaza.
Yes, the other Mega Rayquaza. Now, this is the only card that gets this Delta Ancient trait. Delta Wild. Damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Grass, Fire, Water, and Lightning is reduced by 20. So that's really cool. And it has 230 HP. The artwork looks really cool. And here's one thing too, like about the name. Like, it was really confusing at first, but it's Dragon Ascent. But Gadio Tensai does 300 damage. Discard 2 energy attached to this Pokemon. That's not really a big drawback for 300 damage, but the fact that it's 5 energy is pretty costly.
It is, but you've got Mega Turbo at your disposal. You've got the possibility of using Reshiram. You can do that. You can use Mega Manectric with it if you really wanted to, getting more technical and a little less consistent. But there is energy acceleration for it, so that's one thing. And you can use Double Dragon Energy.
Yeah, and the fact that it's only 2 energy is not bad. No, if it was 3, that would be a different story, but since it's only that, it's not extremely horrible. I mean, hey, you could even do Emboar if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but you don't want to. But yeah, Dragon Ascent, pretty cool. And the card artwork looks awesome. I'm kind of sad that we don't get to see a full art of this, but it can't be too picky. But
you never know.
I love this like red and purple cloud stuff they got going on the bottom, and how you have his like kind of antenna thing that's coming from his ant jaw thing.
Yeah.
It's just coming across the card. It looks very cool.
Yeah, it does. We had Reshiram, so why not a Zekrom? We got 130 HP, lightning, for a single lightning, energy stream, 30 damage, attach a basic energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon, so self-energy acceleration, but I really don't know why. Lightning Ball only does 100 damage, and it costs you a Fire, 2 Lightning, and a Colorless. Looks really cool. I love the artwork. He looks really like almost Transformer-ish. It's kind of neat. Other than that, nothing too impressive.
Yeah, not very good. And then last few cards right here, we got the Rayquaza Spirit Link. That Spirit Link actually looks really, really cool. I like it a lot. And then last card, Steven. And this will obviously be in our set, so technically we got 3 full art supporters, which is probably usually the average of what we get per set.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't show that for whatever reason, but yeah, there is a full art Steven.
Yeah, Steven's not very good. Search for a supporter and 1 basic energy. At first they translated this as special energy, and I was literally just talking to Professor K about this like a day beforehand. Like, they need to make a card where you can search out special energy. Yeah. And then when they revealed that, I was like, a supporter card and special energy? That's amazing. And then they're like, nope, sorry, it's basic. And it's like, well, why even bother? Yeah. So you reveal them, put them into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. And where is the full... You know what? I'm going to put it on the screen. I'm going to put the full art Steven on the screen. I'm not looking for it.
Well, while you do that, I'll discuss this other thing. You might have noticed, I don't know if anybody's really paying attention to this, but down here at the bottom, the card count number 12 out of 18, and then we jump to 14 out of 18. The reason for that is that the deck also comes with reprints of Acrobike, Ultra Ball, Pokeball, Mega Turbo, Professor Birch's Observations, Tierno, Professor Sycamore, Lysander, Double Dragon Energy, Lightning Energy, and Fire Energy. So all these cards are also in here. It's just not worth it for Pokebeach to put them up because we've already seen them.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, if Professor Sycamore gets reprinted in this set again, I might scream. There's a possibility that they could do that. I will scream, Chris. I honestly will.
They said there's a reprint of it, so...
Yeah, but I mean, they don't have to put every single card from the deck in there, do they?
They might. I don't know.
If they put Sycamore in a 3rd time without giving him a full art, I'm gonna rip my own head off. I promise you. I will attach chicken wire to my hands and then just... Ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So that's everything. We did it.
Yeah, we finally did it. And it still took us quite a while, longer than I figured it would.
Oh wow. So,
yeah, we've definitely lingered on this for 100 and something cards. I guess it's not terrible, but yeah, it's hard to do a set review without at least covering some basic points and going over some things. So it does take a little bit, and we appreciate you hanging in there if you're still around, which. I mean, you're listening, so yeah, you're still here. So thank you.
Yes, thanks. And for those who aren't sticking around, you're not going to hear this, so you're mean.
Yeah, really. Stick around for the whole video next time. Just kidding.
Nerds.
Alright, so yeah, that's it for this set. We'll be seeing it in May. Maybe we'll be seeing a little bit of it the end of April as things start to leak out. But
Target!
Yeah, I don't think Target's going to make the same mistake again. I don't think Pokemon's going to let them make the same mistake. But we'll have pre-releases and things like that, so I'm sure we'll start seeing it somewhere in April. And, well,
we're going to go to the Tampa one this time because Orlando was so far out.
Yeah, that is true. It was.
Far out, like in the distance way, not in the hippie way.
Yeah. I did have a reason for going out there, but it ended up not panning out, so we'll probably go to the one in Tampa.
Yeah, but, I actually wouldn't mind Orlando again. It was actually pretty fun.
It was fun. But either way, yeah, so that's it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Of course, this is something me and Andrew always do together, so thanks for sticking around and watching this, and hopefully you get some information out of it, and we'll see you guys next time. Go ahead and give your outro there, and we'll head out.
Yep, so thank you guys so much for watching. Till the next video, have a great day.